Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy good morning to you, wherever you are. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and today is your show because you have been waiting for 7 days for this, the Clara Luper radio show. This show today is being brought to you by your barber, Robert Gates. Gates, capital Gates, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Mr. Gates will give you the kind of haircut that you want. You want an old timer's haircut, he can do it. You want a present day haircut, he can do it. But if you want one of the future, he can do it. Go by Mr. Gates. All you have to do is to go to 2609 North Martin Luther King and have a seat, and Mr. Gates will take care of business. Today's program is a continuation of that sit-inners activities. We will be celebrating the 40th anniversary of the sit-in movement, which started in Oklahoma City in August 1958. This is our 40th anniversary, and just think you can participate in it. Before we get started today, I want you to know some of you have called me and asked me who was going to be the Grand Marshal of the 40th anniversary parade. I want to tell you, you will never guess who's going to be the Grand Marshal. Maybe there will be two or three Grand Marshals, but one of them will be Joe Belly. Joe Belly will be one of the Grand Marshals of the 1998 40th anniversary sit-inners parade. Now let's talk about a week-long series of events. It's scheduled to start on Sunday, August the 16th, 1998, to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the sit-in movement, which started in Oklahoma City on August 19th, 1958. You cannot erase history. You cannot take us out of the history books, because I'm proud to announce that as you turn the pages of the Oklahoma history books, you will find the sit-in movement there. We would like to thank the Oklahoma Tourism Department, and we would like to thank the bulletins that's going all over this country talking about the Oklahoma City sit-inners, and we want you to join us in talking about it. I will run down the days for you. We will be back to cover them in details. On Sunday, August the 16th, is Doc Williams Day. Mrs. Bosie Walker is the director of that day, and she has a program that's out of sight that will be held at Quails United Methodist Church at 4 p.m. Reverend Wayne White will be the speaker. He's the pastor of the Friendship Baptist Church here in Oklahoma City. On Monday, August the 17th, is Attorney John Green's Day. John Green, the attorney's attorney. First assistant, retired as the first assistant attorney general for the United States of America. Attorney John Green's Day. That is the day that Miss Wilma Ray will direct, and it will be a day that you can get your NAACP memberships at Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King. On Tuesday, August 18, 1998, is Cecil L. Williams Day. That's the Voters' Day. Let's get out the vote. Mrs. Leola Ford is in charge of that day, and I understand she's having a salad festival. You can get all kinds of salads. And that's at Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King. On Wednesday, August the 19th, is Sit-inners Day. Mrs. Gloria Matthews is the director of that day, and we will be telling you more about it later in the program. But on Thursday, August the 20th, 1998, is President's Day. Elgina Sadberry has been elected as the new president of the NAACP Youth Council. On Friday, August the 21st, 1998, is Letty Ruth Hunter's Day. Nancy Davis's Day, and Lillian Oliver's Day. There will be a fashion show, coronation of the Freedom Fiesta King and Queen, all at 2609 North Martin Luther King. Even though Lillian Oliver sleeps in yonder's grave, her name continues to resound and resound at Freedom Center, because we cannot forget. But Saturday, August the 22nd, is Clara Luper's Day. Clara Luper's Day. There will be a parade beginning at Pitts Park to Lottie, and Lottie to Northeast 23rd Street, East to 23rd, East on 23rd to Martin Luther King, and Martin Luther King to Freedom Center. Yes, there will be a festival there, and you can eat from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. But at 6:30 p.m., there will be the annual Clara Luper's dinner at 6:30 p.m. at Days Inn, 2626 South South 2626. And now this is on South on I-35, and we be telling you about it because that brother out there can cook, and he is getting ready for us. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and this portion of our program is being brought to you by Johnson Shardina's Daycare, a daycare where you can get that special care when your child can go in and learn songs, rhymes, mathematical skills. Yes, they have a library. I want you to go to Johnson Shardina's and look and see for yourself. I want you to see the staff, an efficient staff, a determined staff, a staff that loves children, all at Johnson Shardina's. 1643 Northeast to 50th Street in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 424-4656. Johnson Shardina's number 2 at 2611 North Martin Luther King, and that telephone number is 427-5274. Let's talk business, and business is business. Yes, it's sit-in time, and we want you to understand the sit-ins and its significance. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and this is a show that you have been waiting for because we are going to give you some information, and we are going to tell you again. We are asking all Bo Dilly, all Bo Dilly. You call us out here because we want the public to get to hear your voice, because we want the public to know that you are always with us. During this sit-in movement, we looked at people, we looked through people, and we really have a good understanding of people. There were people who were with us, and there were people who were not with us. There were people who was praying that we would not win the right for blacks to eat in public accommodations, and there were people who was praying that we would not. But God works in a mysterious way, his wonders to perform. And they say to me, Clara, how do you feel about it? I feel good because there were always a song. And speaking of a song, we've had the opportunity through the years to salute people. And I love the Clara Luper's Day because it's not Clara Luper, it's you. It's all of you that have made it possible. Clara Luper's Day is your day. And this year, you remember last year when we honored Mr. Carl Corbett, Miss Beulah Horn. You remember honoring the Honorable Mr. Pons. You remember because you were there. You feel our dinner last year. You were pleased we brought Dr. Clark. But this year we are bringing one of our own back home, Barbara Posey, who is now Dr. Barbara Posey Jones, who is the Dean of the Business Department at Alabama A&M University, will be here to speak for us. Isn't that something? And I know you must be excited. Richard Brown, who was president of that class, and the class just finished their reunion, told me that that class would be real well represented at the Clara Luper's dinner, which is on August the 22nd. But we are going to honor some people that have made a difference in this town. I call them the unsung heroes. We take them for granted because they have always been here. They have been with us. And we are going to honor them like they have never been honored before. And we are going to give you something to talk about. We want you to talk about our honorees. We want you to join us in being proud of our honorees. So many times we wait until people die, and at that time we pass resolutions. We pass letters of memories. Oh, we remember this person. But I want you to give our people flowers while they live. If we don't talk about our people, who will? And I'm going to give you something to talk about. And I want you to do me a favor this morning. I want you to call 2 more people and tell them who we are honoring at the Clara Luper's dinner. Yes, we are honoring people that have changed history. The sit-inners were more than the people that went downtown and took a seat. The sit-inners were more than those of us that went to jail, and I went to jail 26 times, but that was not the story. The sit-ins were more than those people that donated money toward the elimination of segregation. Sit-ins were more than the people that answered the telephone and people that were spit on and kicked and abused. It was more than that. The sit-in movement was a spirit in which there was a vision, as Bosie Walker put it, of a better day for blacks and whites. So, in thinking along that line, I would like to announce to you the people that would be honored during the Clara Luper's dinner. And let me remind you, Clara Luper is only a name that's being used to recognize those people. Kenneth Kingard will be honored. Kenneth Kilgore, Andre M. Francisco, Glenn Burley, Alvin Jerniger, Lou Gaddy, Leonardo Debos. Oh, what a day. What a day. Glenn Burley, Kenneth Kilgore, Andre M. Francisco, Leonardo Debos, Alvin L. Jerniger, and Leonardo Debos. If you know anything about any of those, I would like for you to call me 672-1220, because before this program is over, I'm going to tell you about them. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and this portion of our show is brought to you by your Allstate agent, Marilyn Hildred. The telephone number is 843-0811. And Marilyn would like to thank you at the various apartment complexes that have invited she and her team out. They will be at the Vintage Apartments. That's near Hefner and Pennsylvania Avenue between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. today. They will be giving away free prizes and food and all of that. That's at the Vintage Apartments, Hefner and Penn in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. This is a time to think about the future and think about school, and school will be starting soon, and your child's eyes need to be tested. I want you to go to Dr. A.L. Dials at 934 Northeast 8th Street. You may call him and get an appointment at 235-0536. Now, when you go to Dr. Dial, or when you call him, I want you to talk to him about the opportunities that are available. Now, some of you are saying, I don't want this from the federal government. Well, you are the federal government. You are the taxpayers. And anything that you can get it. Please. You know, my forefathers worked 246 years without a payday, and over 100 years with the last one hired and the first one fired. So therefore, if anything that's coming up, you need to know about it. Dr. A.L. Dial, 934 Northeast 8th Street. You may call him 235-0536. He will take care of your eyes. Once again, I want you to remember it's time to talk about the sit-ins, and I want you to talk about it. I want you to talk about the sit-ins because today we're going to see where you stand and how you feel about it. You say, Clara, you talk too much about the sit-ins. Well, I don't fuss when you talk about the 4th of July, and they sure didn't mean you. If you were as black as I am, and I'm blacker than a blackberry. Gideon's 300 store is located at 6006 South Western. It's a store that will satisfy all of your African needs. Whatever you need, if it's African art, if it's African sculpture, African clothes, African food, you can go to Garden 300 store, 6006 South Western in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. That's Garden 300 store. That telephone number is 632-0770. Yes, we're talking about the sit-in movement launched by your Oklahoma City NAACP Youth Council, who represented you in Atlanta, Georgia, who stood with thousands of other freedom fighters and pledged that they would do everything they could to promote American ideas and make those ideas mean something to all Americans. We stood there in crowds and pledged that we would not only rejoice and sing, but we would go back to our communities and look around and see what's wrong, and we would call your attention to it. We do have a lot of discrimination in Oklahoma. You heard about what happened to that young black man out from Tulsa, Oklahoma, that was beaten. You heard about what happened to the young lady here who lived on the northwest side of town and who woke up and her automobile was missing and it was found with KKK all over it. Yes, we still have a lot of discrimination. We have a lot of people that are putting pressure on black people to kick them out of their jobs. But I want to say to you, blacks, don't let nobody pressurize you out of your jobs. You are tough. You came from a generation of touch people. Your forefathers were tough. They were able to take it and they survived. And some of you scientists can explain to me how George Washington died at an early age, but his slaves lived to get 80 and 90 and 100 years old, and they didn't get the meat, they got the pot liquor juice. Yes, we are strong people, and we know how to survive. There's an appeal going out for all of you to get ready for Census 2000. We've got to be counted. We've got to let people know that we are here. So let's start talking about the census that will be coming up. And let's talk about supporting the east side of Oklahoma City. You cannot stay on the east side and support everybody's side of town but yours. Support the businesses on the east side. It's tough when you're in business, and especially when you are black and in business. You can't get the loans and things like other people because you don't have the collateral. You don't have that background. You don't have friends that will come in and underwrite you. But what you have one another, and we must use that to our fullest. At the NACP convention, there was a resolution that was passed which stated that we would promote and we would help not only black colleges but black businesses. And we must do that. We cannot operate in a vacuum. We must get behind black business people. And so many of you tell me you don't know any black attorneys. Well, I know a lot of them, and all you have to do is just drive around. We have black attorneys, we have black judges, but how can we have anything unless you support them? You black as a blackberry, just like me, and you need to join in supporting black people. How long will you pray, Lord, help black people move ahead? And then when you get your green dollars, you take it somewhere else. This is Clara Luper, and if you know any of the people we're going to honor, I want to hear you talk about them. But let me tell you, Calvin, you're all smiles. What's wrong, Calvin? What's right, Calvin?
Right, Calvin. Well, I'm just having a great time this morning because I wanted to hear again. Well, first of all, let me say good morning, Clara Luper.
Good morning,
And
Calvin
it sure is
Luper.
good to hear you on KTLV, 1220 on the AM dial, and it's even better to be here in the radio station with you. Now, who are the honorees again? Let me go over that list again, and
That's
that
some
will
list.
explain my smile.
That's some list, Calvin. Glenn Burley.
Glenn Burley.
That's some list.
Okay, that's part of it. That's one person on
Okay.
the list. Now we know
Kenneth Kilgore.
Kenneth Kilgore. Okay.
Andra Francisco.
Andre, are you sure that's the way you pronounce
I
that?
call him Andre. It's Andra.
Andre.
Andre M.
Francisco.
Francisco.
That's down at Douglas High School. That great
Alvin L. Jernigan.
Alvin L. Jernigan, affectionately known as Tank some places, I believe.
Oh, no,
But
not
the-
Alvin
Alvin
L.
L. Jernigan. Okay.
Okay, Leonardo Debos.
Leonardo DeVos.
And Lou Gaddy.
And Lou
Gaddy.
Say, Mom, this is a very important time in our lives. This is a very important time on the radio show. We've been sitting over there, we've been working hard to try to get this together for you because we know that you'd appreciate it. We know the honorees are appreciated, and we're looking forward to presenting just about 30 seconds of
Okay,
it.
let me
Because
hear
we
it.
have it ready, and Phil has it ready, I have it ready.
Okay,
You're
well,
gonna
let's
be
go,
ready.
let's
Sit
go.
back, relax.
But thank God we are making the 40th anniversary of the city movement. The Grand Marshal, one of the Grand Marshals will be Doe Belly. Doe Belly, wherever you are. Call us at 672-1220. One of our distinguished speakers will be Reverend Wayne White. Speaking at the Clara Luper dinner will be Dr. Barbara Posey Jones. Oh, we've come a long ways. You remember Barbara Posey standing at Cat's drugstore saying that I want to eat, E-A-T, eat. What a day. What an opportunity. But Barbara, we've come a long way since then. And thank God we have a lot of people in different occupations. And I would like to salute our black caterers. Larry Branton from Alberta's Tea Room, E.T.'s, Leo's, Charlie, Merlin and her group, Rhonda Bale, Sherry, Katie Hardeman, Donna West, Sherry McCauley. If I've left off anybody, call me because I want to salute you too because I know you can cook that food. The telephone number is 672-1220. Let's talk about the sit-in movement. Let's talk about the real understanding and meaning of it. It means a lot to a lot of people. One writer picked up a pen and said, looking back on these dark, frightening years, thinking of the suffering, the pain, and the tears, going back to the 40 years of the past, the sit-in was the die that was cast. The scenes are clearly molded in my mind, bringing about the strong ties that bind, leaving scars and memories that will ever remain, hoping against hope that it was not in vain. All the sit-ins, all you sit-ins that moved us to the front, and we are on our way. If you know any of my honorees, I would like for you to call me. Give people their flowers while they live. Oh, we hear a lot about black men aren't doing anything. They tell us that one out of every three black men will either be dead, in prison, or somewhere else. They didn't tell us what would happen to the two. Well, today we are saluted black men, and you say to me, Clara, why are you honoring all men? Well, let me tell you something. If you have a better plan, you implement your plan. But my plan this year is for Alvin L. Jernigan. I just love to call their names. Andre M. Francisco, Leonardo Debose, Kenneth Kilgore, and Glenn Burley and Lou Gaddy. Can't beat that. Calvin, I want to salute the men because this is a year that we are honoring all men.
Now, this is the year that we are honoring all men. You know, there have been sacrifices made throughout the community by the men in the community to make sure that the sit-in movement would be successful, to make sure that the civil rights movement would be successful. Sometimes you don't hear about the people doing the things that have to be done. Sometimes you don't hear about the people driving the cars or making sure there's gasoline in the cars or even making sure that there are sandwiches available. But we have on the phone a young man that has been a part of the civil rights movement for years. A young man that has done so much to help so many.
Hurry up, I want to hear who that is.
You gotta be patient, even though it is your show.
Okay.
And then even though it is KTLV and it is 1220 on the AM dial, and we do want you to call your friend and call your neighbor and be a part of the show, you have to be patient because we have a young man that in 1928. He was at Dunbar School.
1928.
1928. He was at the Dunbar School, and something happened to him that gave him his nickname, and it still sticks with him. It's affectionately called Dough Belly.
Dough Belly. Dough Belly, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm all right. How y'all?
Pretty
Okay.
good, man.
We want you to be our grand marshal for the 40th anniversary parade.
All right, I'll be available.
You will be available?
I'll be available. It'll be an honor and a privilege to be a part of a civil rights movement.
Well, you tell us about what did you really think of the sit-ins?
Well, Cindy, I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was something that needs to be done all over again. Here in Oklahoma City, beginning to do that same thing.
Do you think we have made progress?
Yeah, you have. You came a long way. Came a long way with the cooperation what we had. Cooperate, you know what I mean? But we still got a thing in our eye.
You are exactly right. The enemy has always been with us.
That Dough Belly always have a great way of
Why is he called? Why are you called Dough Belly?
Well, because I eat raw dough. I got a woman at Dunbar Bridge School on Northeast 7, 1928, and J.D. Jones was the principal there.
Who?
And J.D. Jones, Principal Jones, Miss Pearl Jones. And
Okay.
And I got a whooping, a bunch of kids heard me holler, you know, and I started like a doorbell, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know how them sound, doorbells sound.
Okay.
So one of the teaching dumb girls came up and said, Miss, so he sounded like a doorbell on it. And she said, sure do. So I said, I don't be called doorbell, make it real. So I was working in the cafeteria, and they caught me eating some raw dough. And so they started
What?
calling me
What?
Dough Belly.
Doe belly.
What is your real name?
My name is L.W. James Brooks. Now, hey,
Your name is what?
L.W. James Brooks, a real name. Miss Luper,
Yes.
you remember I heard on the radio Miss Goodman was talking about fellas that they hung here?
Yes.
That was supposed to have been my stepfather.
Oh, really?
Unbeknown to me, I came here in 1922, unbeknown to me. But to my knowledge, I came to Oklahoma City in 1928. And my mother brought me here. She was on the
And that was your stepfather that was lynched?
hung with hung. That you remember they pulled a drug a black man down through Second Street.
Right.
That's the first time that the Negroes, to my believers, have really got the older, the grandballs and grandballs, got on top of the buildings out here on Northeast Second.
Calvin Luper, Marilyn Luper, Portwood Williams Jr., Lynzetta Jones, Gwendolyn Fuller, Alma Faye Posey, Barbara Posey, Goldie Ball, and Betty Germany. You've got to talk about Samuel Craig. You've got to talk about those NACPers that kept singing and kept walking. But then we are going to celebrate. And those of you that are now eating in restaurants where you didn't have to sit in, those of you that's living across 8th Street and you remember the marches out in Nichols Hill, we want you to know you're a part of this. Calvin, we have here in the studio.
We have here in the studio. We do
The,
have him here.
the
Locked in.
organizer.
The door locked.
The,
Microphone in front of his face.
the
Earphones on. He's
organizer
ready to
of the
go.
1998 Clara Luper's parade. And your name is?
Berlin Nero.
Berlin Nero. I want to know about that parade.
Oh, yes, ma'am. We're going to have a great time on this parade on the 22nd of August. And again, I want everyone to get their pens and pencils ready because I want you all to take notes because I need your participation.
Okay, you think you will need all these people to participate?
Well, I would need some input because I am not alone. This is all This is all of our event.
Now,
Well,
you
it's
have
to
it.
everyone.
You have
Us
it together.
sit-ins are
That's
trying
right.
to get it ready.
That's
Miss
right.
Matthews got a whip on all our backs.
Oh, yeah.
She spent a lot of money contacting the sit-ins across this country. Those 13 of us that were here, and we're looking forward to it. But Berlin, that parade will be, and it will start at what time and where and how and what do you want us to do and how
Hurry
can
up
we
and
do
tell
what
us,
we want to
Berlin.
do?
Tell us what you want us to do.
Okay, I need your participation. It will start at Pitts Park, as you already have the directions. Mrs. Luper gave it to you earlier this morning, and we're asking your participation. We want all the pickup clubs. I want some guys in Midwest City that have those easy rider pickups, and everyone else. I want your participation and vans, automobiles, and I want you all to call me at 737-4402. Call 424-3949, or you can call here at the station 672-1220.
Is it true that you're going to have a section for automobiles showing our economic strength, which is very, very important?
Yes.
Okay, now what kind of automobiles do you want?
Well, we want the oldest automobiles we can get. We're getting antique automobiles, and we're getting the brand new. We're getting the Cadillacs and the Mercedes and the ones
Okay,
that's out of.
so let's call out here. See, we know we got some fine cars in this town, and we've got to prove to our young people that you don't have to be in a drug business, some other business to drive fine cars.
That is right.
What automobiles do you want people to drive? Riding for freedom.
Well, okay, I want the Cadillacs.
The Cadillacs.
Yes,
Okay,
and I want
okay, let's write that down. You that will drive Cadillacs in this parade, let us know. Call us at 672-1220. Okay, we got the Cadillacs going. What else?
Okay, and I need Dodges and the Chryslers.
Dodges. Well, I have a Chrysler. My Chrysler is so beautiful. It's a 1988 Chrysler.
All right.
Put me down for a Chrysler.
All right.
And all you Chrysler people come up. We will be in one section. Okay, the Dodge people.
Suburbans.
The Suburbans. Oh, gracious. Who got some Suburbans?
Nice
You'll know in a
Suburbans.
few minutes.
Yes.
And who else?
Jeeps.
Jeeps. We got Jeeps.
We got Jeeps.
Okay,
There
well,
are plenty
let's...
of Jeeps out there.
Okay,
In fact, my
riding
daughter
for
has
freedom.
one. Yes.
Riding for freedom. Your
Yes.
daughter will be in this parade. Put her name down. What is her name?
Antoinette Nero.
Antoinette Nero in the Jeep section.
All
Let's see who
right,
else will
all
be in
right.
that section.
All right, and we got Fords.
Fords. Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Fords. Okay, let's go.
And we got Chevys.
Chevrolets. Oh,
Yes.
that's a good one.
Right. And we want some of the older cars, and we need a 1958 automobile, since that's the year that the sit-in started in August of 1958. And we need anyone that has a 1958 automobile. We will take more than one if there is.
Oh, that
Because
would
we
be
will
beautiful. In that parade,
Yes.
riding for freedom.
Ride
To
for
say,
freedom.
look at, we're free.
ride for freedom.
And you don't have to be in crime to drive good-looking cars.
That's
boy,
right.
Boy,
That
boy.
is correctly. That is correctly.
Okay, Calvin, what are you going to drive?
Mom, what I'll be driving probably will be my Vivitar camera with that 35 millimeter lens, 35 millimeter type camera.
Yes,
150.
right. Okay.
But more than
That's
likely,
good.
I will be there and I will be a participant. But I keep thinking, Mom, after all these years and the many participants that there were in the sit-in movements and the many different roles that had to be played, and I think back on this week and the past week, how there are people that have gone on, people that have done a fantastic job during that time to make sure that that dream would come true, where we could sit anywhere we wanted to on the bus, where we could go into any restaurant and buy whatever type food we wanted. And this parade, this whole Freedom Fiesta week, is a sentimental and an emotional thing to me, and I'm certain to those people that know about it. I think about what Mrs. Holmes told us about how times used to be prior to the sit-in movement. I know about the incidents of seeing my grandmother ride the bus and stand there in front of John A. Brown's and want to go in the Cat's drug store to do things. These are little things that now many of the kids that may have these fine cars, fine motorcycles, or anything, these Nike shoes or Michael Jordan jump iron shoes, don't know what it was like. But then Halliburton's, Greens, John A. Brown's, there were many of us that stood there on that corner, and we go to the back unwillingly because we wanted to, because we had to, because that's what they said we had to do, until the time of the NACP Youth Council went to New York City and came back with that motivation and that drive from that national convention. That's what I'm thinking, Mom. That's what I'm looking forward to at the parade, celebrating. That's what I'm looking forward to during that entire week of celebrating the changes that we have to bring about in this community and this nation. The parade is part of the celebration. The Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, the Thursday, the Friday are all part of the celebration. But then I want you to know I have my money for my ticket for the dinner Saturday night.
672-1220. That's a telephone. Call us and see if you're with us.
If you're not
See
with
if you're
us.
with us.
That's
Okay,
right.
who else?
Can't go now.
What else do you need?
Okay, I need the drill teams.
Drill teams.
Ones
Oh,
from
that's
yes,
great.
from the churches and from the schools.
The drill
So all the
teams.
drill teams.
All
So
right,
drill
walking
teams.
for freedom.
Right, and the fraternities.
The fraternities.
Right, all the fraternities, the Eastern Stars, the Masons, and all of the
You
guys.
better say sororities.
sororities. All
All
right.
right.
All
The
right.
sororities and the fraternities.
Right.
Did you know the Omega Psi Phi gave more money to the sit-ins than any other group?
Mom,
And
I know
knew
this.
they would be
The Omega
there.
Psi fraternity is
The what?
the greatest
The
fraternity
Alpha
there
Phi
is.
Alphas.
Alpha Phi Alphas
fraternity
may debate
leadership,
it,
The Kappa
but the
Alpha Psi,
Omegas
Phi
have been
Beta
there. We've
Sigma.
always been there.
Okay,
We're
let's
very
get back
inspirational.
to. Okay,
And,
Nero.
we're
Who else
looking
are
forward to
you-
showing it.
Okay.
Now, active or inactive, Omega is
We got to
always
show
the day I
America
die,
that we
Q
are
Psi Phi.
somebody.
We are someone. And,
Okay.
and last year's parade was big, but this year's going to be even bigger. So we're going to be striving each year to be a bigger and a better parade to show our strength is unity as one. Okay, the motorcycle clubs.
Motorcycles,
East
all
Side
the
motorcycles.
brothers.
All like the brothers on their
The
motorcycles.
brothers and the sisters. Don't we have some young
Oh,
ladies?
yes, we have some sisters.
All right,
Can't
motorcycles.
forget the sisters. That's
Call
right.
us at 672-1220 because I would like to call your name today because you are the Clara Loopers
Clara Looper
Parade.
time.
The Clara
That's
Loopers
right.
time, yes.
And it's election time, so we want all the politicians out.
Oh, yes.
Every
come out.
politician. So if you want to do some politicking, come on out
Get
to the
in
parade.
your car and ride for freedom. or
Ride
walk
for freedom. Ride for freedom.
All
That
right.
is right. But politicians, we want those. And on the other hand, like we have some of the fantastic band teachers that we are recognizing. So we want Midwest City, Northeast, and Douglas bands participating
Oh,
in
you
this
won't
parade.
start Spencer and others.
We
You do
won't,
not
yes.
discriminate,
That's
please.
right. That's right.
You
'Cause
do not discriminate.
I am from Star Spencer area.
Okay, well,
Oh,
we'll see.
all right.
Okay,
You
we'll
come a
see.
long
Call
way.
us at
Did you ride the bus from
672-1220.
there, man? Did they have a bus service?
672-1220. Call us and let us know where you're going to be, and we want walkers too, and bicycle
Right.
riders, and what else?
Right.
Let's back up to that from the Star Spencer area. What do you mean from the Star Spencer area?
I'm originally from the mighty school of the Dungee High School.
And they'll be having their
That's
reunion
right.
this week.
This week, that's
Attorney
right.
Joe Hill will arrive. He left Saipan tomorrow.
That's right, Miss
He
Luper.
left tomorrow.
That's right.
Be here today.
Be here today.
He left tomorrow.
Be
Because
here
of
today.
Well, I tell you, Dungee students, y'all
Okay,
always
we have
find
a
way
call.
to do
I want to
stuff.
see who's going to drive that first car.
All right.
All right, all right, all right.
I'm
All
still
right,
riding with
all
Doe
right.
Belly. I want to ride with the Grand Marshal.
You won't ride with the Grand Marshal.
I can't ride
the
with
Grand
the-
Marshal be in a car all by
Doe Belly got.
himself. And we have some people that's helping us. Larry Fugit is helping us. Rodale Hornbeak is helping us. Clara Luper.
Hi, Clara. This is Miss McCoy, and
Yes.
I was just listening to your the broadcasting on the Freedom Walk program,
Yes.
and I was needing more information who to contact. I have a little cheerleader. I think they would love to participate in that.
Oh, wonderful. The person is here. All you have to do is to call Burley and Nero. Burley and give them a telephone and give us your telephone number.
No, well, let's get
Don't give
Berlin's
it to her
number.
on the telephone
Let's
number.
get Berlin. Let's have her to hold on. I'll go over there and get her phone number. And
Okay, we don't want to
talk
give it
you,
out
okay?
because you'll have too many
So
people
she got
calling.
cheerleaders. All right.
Well, this is just a community. It's just a community service that I do with little girls and helping them out and keeping them busy. So I have fun with them and
All right.
just want to get them to be.
Well, if you want to give us your
And
number now,
your
we can
name
just do it.
again?
I
That
can give
is
you
fine.
my telephone number.
Your name again?
I'm Deborah McCoy.
Deborah McCoy.
Uh huh.
And your telephone number?
My number is 670
670.
670 what?
2765.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
You can reach me.
We
after,
will reach you. We
after
definitely
4
will.
during the weekday.
We will reach you before
After
then,
4.
and we will reach you today because we want to thank you for being a willing participant in this year's 1998 Freedom Fiesta Parade.
Oh, I think that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Oh, we got to celebrate because we're
Yeah.
eating it first. And I have some friends that say, where are you going? I got to go to dinner.
Cattlemen.
Yes, I got to go to dinner. But do you realize that you couldn't have gone if it had not been for the city in us?
Driving the
Right.
bus.
All right. Thank you so
Okay,
very
what day
kind.
was this parade would be?
August the 22nd,
August
1998
22nd.
Yes,
at,
22nd.
And that
at
time?
10 a.m.
Say, but we're going to
great.
call you and we're going to give you all that information. But the reminder for
appreciate
everyone
it.
else
Yes.
I
is that the
appreciate
parade will start from Pitts Park.
Pitts Park.
It
That's right.
will
That is
go
correctly.
west to Lottie Avenue. It will get to Lottie Avenue, turn a hard north, going down Lottie Avenue to 23rd Street, 23rd
Oh.
Street,
Okay.
all the way down
Okay,
to Martin
Calvin,
Luther
so
King.
much. Let's
Oh,
go
but
back.
we can talk about it.
I
Okay.
know, but
By the
that'd be
time the front
great.
get there, the back
I'm
could just be
looking forward.
leaving because this is the parade of parades because we are celebrating the beginning of the sit-in movement. And
Which
we-
included all people. Now, we've got
All
to keep
people.
that in mind.
All people.
Oh,
All
people.
okay. Then if Douglas Band, I'm also a sponsor with the Majorette of Douglas Band.
All
I'll
right.
see if I can just, if the band don't show
Well-
up, maybe I can get the Majorette.
Well, that's what we want. We
Yeah,
want
that's
your
right. That's right.
participation.
Okay, then
Mrs.
I
McCoy, I will
appreciate
be in contact with you.
Okay, then I thank
We
you.
got,
Right.
Okay.
we got
Very
Berlin
much.
Nero
All right.
here.
All right, then.
We have Clara
Congratulations.
Luper here.
All
We
right.
have the Clara
That's
Luper
right.
radio
That's
show.
right.
Hey.
And let's talk about
12:20.
that Clara Luper dinner. That's going to be some dinner.
What
And I would
time
like
does
to
that
thank
start?
all of you. That starts at exactly 6:30.
Where?
Where? At Days Inn here in Oklahoma City,
When?
Oklahoma.
And
That's
when is
on
that?
August the 22nd at exactly 6:30.
6:30.
But here it
6:30.
comes.
You
the
are
question.
invited.
How much are the tickets? Now, you know,
Oh,
I
how
enjoy.
much are the tickets?
I mean,
Uh,
money is no object.
Every
because-
year we have the Clara Luper Freedom Fiesta dinner
How
in
much
order
are the
that we
tickets?
can in order that we can support Freedom Center with its educational and motivational program with the Black History Monument, Wall Garden, and Memorial. It all depends on where you want to sit at the dinner. Now, we have 3 divisions. We have the Diamond Division, and those tickets are only $100 for the Diamond patron donations. And I would like to thank you that have been calling me saying, I want to sit in the Diamond section with
All
my
right.
fine self.
Yes.
Then we have the gold patrons that are $50, and you'll be sitting there looking good like you good. Okay. And then we have the silver seats. Those are people that will pay $25 each, and the the
Uh-oh.
no, we don't have any other
Okay.
seats.
I was
Now
getting
you can
worried.
understand that you get worried.
Because I'm
You
looking
should
at
be
the
worried.
I'm looking at the
Something.
days in at 6:30 on that special
And Dr.
Saturday.
Barbara
Oh,
Jones is going to speak.
Jones.
Kenneth Kilgore, Glenn Burley, Alvin Jerniger, Lou Gaddy,
Andre.
Leonardo DeBose, and Andra M. Francisco will
Okay.
be honored. What do you
Right.
know about them? Because we'll be telling you all about them next week and the next week.
That's right.
But I just want you to have that information so you can see what you can do with it.
Okay, let's back up a little bit, Mom. We know that we have the dinner Saturday night that will sort of be the end of Freedom Fiesta week. We have the big parade that will be Saturday afternoon,
At
Saturday
10 o'clock,
morning.
like we've had since 1958.
Okay, and then
Sometimes we walked along, just a few of us. Then there was some more, and some more, and some more. And this year we will be riding for freedom,
Riding for
walking
freedom.
for freedom, and marching for freedom.
Yes.
We will be saying to the people in Oklahoma that black people are not going to take it anymore.
That's
We are tired of our people being discriminated against. We are tired of being the last one hired and the first one fired. We are tired of people looking over us. We are tired, and therefore we are willing to ride for freedom, to walk for freedom, to pray for freedom, to sing for freedom, and to honor our own.
Mom, we've been tired
For
now.
freedom.
You know, that's what the Freedom Fiesta. That's
we
what the
were-
sit-in
we were
movement
tired
was.
when we
were
couldn't get a
tired, but we were
hamburger. We were
ignorant. We
tired.
didn't know then. We didn't know that we could stand up together and make a
Oh,
change.
we knew that, Calvin.
No,
we
we
know
didn't.
about Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth.
Oh, that
Black
took a
people
gun
have
and a
always-
Bible now.
Black people have always stood up, and out of every 10, you see one is going to stand up.
That's
what-
right. That's correct.
Okay, Clara Luper.
This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, but hold on just a minute. This
Hello?
is a call for me, Mom. Don't worry
Oh,
about
that's
it.
for you. Okay, good. I'm glad for you.
But I got to.
Because
What's going to
my
happen
people gotta
Friday?
respond.
Oh,
Okay.
What's going to happen Friday?
All right.
Okay.
What will happen Friday during the course of the Freedom
Friday,
Fiesta?
it will be the Letty Ruth Hunter, Lillian Oliver, and the Nancy Davis fashion show. And they will crown the queen, the Freedom Fiesta queen. I would like to salute the lovely Miss Black Oklahoma. Last night she was in Watonga, Oklahoma, where she emceed that Watonga pageant. But today she will be with the MO Progressive Association at 4 o'clock, where she will speak on unity,
All right.
connecting the Africans and the Americans. I'm
Yes.
talking about that beautiful, talented Kelly Lambert.
Kelly
She will
Lambert.
be at 6501 North Claxon Boulevard at the Knights of Columbus building. That's it. Clara Luper, hello.
Hello there, Mrs. Clara Luper. How are you?
Oh, I'm real excited. I'm getting ready for the Freedom Fiesta.
Well, I want to tell you that I am congratulating you and the 13 original sit-inners who opened the doors for us here in Oklahoma, and it sure made it nice for all of us when we were able to go to the different schools in the state of Oklahoma where we had to sit in the back of the